Yeah, man, just looking at the Puff, Sean Combs, music executive, entrepreneur, business mind extraordinaire. Enough respect to Sean Combs, Puffy, Diddy, whatever name you're going by today. I have a tremendous amount of respect for you, brother. I don't think that people understand really your position and what and how you serve artists and serve your personal goal. And I personally don't have it twisted, but my history is a little bit more extensive than most folks in the business, so I see things a little differently. You know, I've known Puff for years, known him loosely, known him. We've done some business together. I Wish, Carl Thomas, Mike City, that whole thing came courtesy of Mike City, who wrote and produced it, and then myself and my partner Tuffy, other half of Channel Live. Our relationship with Carl Thomas, that song came through us. Carl's career took off after that song came out, so we had the honor and the privilege of doing business with Sean Combs, and in that particular situation, I must admit he was very fair. When we saw what the deal memo read and we disagreed with it, we made him aware that we disagreed. We went to him, told him what changes we wanted fixed, and he wanted the record so bad that he said, hey, you got it, tell your attorney to call my attorney with the changes, and it's done. And like he said, man of his word, it was done. So that said, respect to Sean Combs, respect to Puffy. From what I hear, now mind you, this is second, third hand information because I'm not in these artists' deals. I don't know what's in their deal. I don't know what's in their contract. You just hear what goes on Hot 97 when they go up there to do their interviews, or you hear what's going on in the street and the different rumors and this, that, and the third. And the gist that I get is that Puffy, Sean Combs, Bad Boy Entertainment was so huge that when you're an aspiring artist who just wants to get on, a lot of times you don't do your due diligence, you don't read your contract, all you think of is the advance. Now, when looking at deals, right, a record deal is a loan. It is a bank loan. That's all it is. When an artist signs for $1.5 million, that 1.5 does not go in the artist's pocket. That 1.5 is dedicated to produce and execute the project. Now, out of that 1.5, the artist may or may not get in advance, right? The money gets turned over to the production company or the artist, and out of that, you may get in advance, all right? It's a piece of the entire deal. But if you're not on your business, you think that money is your money. It's not your money. It was loaned to you so you would execute a project that would then be sold, and after you recoup the initial money dedicated to the project, you get a small percentage of the profit after. Now, when we look at what goes into building a project, we have a recording fund, we have the artist advance, we have marketing, we have promotion, we have PR, we have, if you do meet and greets, if you get a car service, if you go to the record label and order lunch, when you stay in a hotel, when you get flights, airplane flights, anything that is being paid for by the record label out of your account gets recouped back to that account, right? So you have to pay for all that. When you take a plane, if it's first class, those first class ticket, you have to pay them back, all right? If the publicist gets on the phone and calls overseas to book a press junket for you, that phone call gets charged back to your account. The phone call gets charged back. When you go to the record label and somebody says, oh yeah, nah, go in my office, just use the phone, that's being charged to your account, all right? That's business. Now, the reason why it's set up like that is because Bad Boy Entertainment or any record label is usually an LLC or a limited liability corporation. So every business transaction that falls under that corporation can be written off on their taxes so they can get that money back, all right? So Puffy, Jay-Z, Dre, 50, Rosenstein, Rosenberg, Rosenbaum, you get the drift. They are not here to carry you. They are not here to make you comfortable. They are not here to make you successful. They are here to make projects successful so they can be successful as individuals. And I think a lot of folks that do these deals going into it, that we don't take all that into consideration. And then when reality sets in, we want to blame Puff, we want to blame Jay, we want to blame 50, we want to blame this one and that one. And in all actuality, we should be looking at ourselves in the mirror and blaming ourselves. Now, the other side of that, well, another part of this is publishing, right? And what brings value to your publishing? Your publishing is your intellectual property. You have the song, right? That's the intellectual property, the actual song. Then you have the record, the CD, the cassette, the wax, the digital download. That's the thing. The thing is being sold, but the intellectual property is something separate. Now, everybody I know raps. I grew up, that's what we do. We rap. That's the culture that we're in. Rapping is a part of our culture. Everybody got bars, but not everybody's making money, right? So if a person like Puffy sees something in you and he extends his value in terms of his relationship, his cosign, if he extends that to you, he is now adding value to your intellectual property or your song that he should be able to recoup. Why should I make you hot and not be able to recoup the value off of my investment? Which if I take the time, energy, effort, my brand, my name, and I'm going to extend it over to you so that you can go sell 1 million albums, then I should be able to recoup some of that value off of it. And that's why Puff might ask for some of your publishing, because that's a way that he can recoup some of the value that he's extended to you through that intellectual property. So understand when you are doing things or you want to get on, like, yo, man, I'm just trying to get on. I'm just trying to get on. Well, there's a price to getting on. And that price might be some of your publishing. That price might be, a very low mechanical rate on your songs because you just worried about getting on. You're not really interested into the final outcome of the business of the project. So, all these things are just things to consider. There is no right way or one way to do anything. You have to do what works for you. But the greatest piece of advice that I could tell you is try to read everything. And if you don't understand, ask questions. There's nothing wrong with having a dictionary. There's nothing wrong with consulting with your attorney and going through your documents with your attorney with a dictionary. So as your attorney is explaining things to you, if he says a word or she says a word that you don't know, you can educate yourself, because that contract, at that point that you sign your name, that contract is your life. And take it from an artist who knows. Once you sign a deal, it's a lot easier to get into record deals than it is to get out of record deals. All right, so you want to be very careful and very wary. I'm very critical. A lot of the folks that we mentioned earlier, and that's just some hip hop rap shit, some creative shit. I'm a conscious MC, so my shit be conscious, and cats that ain't conscious, I like to just get at them. That's just how I do. But aside from all that, on a personal level, Sean Combs has done nothing but treated me with respect. Jay-Z has done nothing but treated me with respect. And I don't look at them as evil people who took advantage of their artists. I look at them as being businessmen who tried to get the most out of the business deal. And I encourage you to look at things the same way. Yeah. My name is Hakim Green, _ Undeniable TV.